Hello and welcome to the Amateur Austenite. My name is Frances Duncan. I am an author and the founder of the Jane Austen Society. My special guest with me today is English teacher extraordinaire, Paula.
Oh, I like that introduction. That was a good one.
That's a good one. I've been thinking about that.
You did.
I wanted to give you a good introduction. Okay. Today we are discussing chapter 49 of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. In chapter 49, there's a letter from Mr. Gardiner and he's found Lydia.
Hooray!
Well, kind of hooray.
Yeah. So my son Zach listened to us reading it aloud and he did a little summary for us as well. Do you want to say it?
Sure. Mr. Bennet gets the letter from Mr. Gardiner and they're very shocked by it, and so they tell Mrs. Bennet and she just gets really, really excited.
And why are they shocked by it, Zach?
He doesn't know. Okay.
They're shocked by it because he's asking for so little money to marry her.
So little money. Only £100 per annum and then £50 after Mr. Bennet's dead.
So of course they assume that Mr. Gardiner's paid.
Yeah.
But yes, Zach just said in the background, little do they know.
Little do they know. Of course, we know what happens. But we'll try not to spoil. No, we won't. We'll just spoil it all over the place like we always do.
We do always spoil it.
We do always spoil it. But I feel like 200 years since it's been published, I feel like you should know the storyline just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little.
And Jane stays in character nicely in this chapter.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She's trying really hard to find good in the situation and to find good in Wickham, which is really lovely. And she's so patient with her mother as well.
Oh, and her mother goes on about the wedding clothes again, like she did last chapter.
Yes. And so she's true to form as well. So both Jane and Mrs. Bennet are true to form.
Her joy burst forth, and every following sentence added to its exuberance. She was now in an irritation as violent from delight as she had ever been fidgety from alarm and vexation.
Yeah, she's so funny.
And the way you read it was just excellent.
Thank you. We were reading it out loud today. It was fun. Yeah, so she's true to form. Jane's true to form. In fact, Mr. Bennet is true to form as well.
He speaks to them coolly, and he almost says, yeah, just take the letter and go away.
Yeah, and at the beginning, he's in so much shock. He just doesn't know what to do. He seems to have stepped back from life all the time. And so when this happens, he's actually having to act a little bit. I mean, all he used to do is write a letter, right? But still, he doesn't know how to deal with that.
It's funny, though, because it's in a position that, he gets to do what he wants. Mr. Gardiner says, there will be not the smallest occasion for your coming to town again, therefore stay quietly at Longbourn and depend on my diligence and care, which is exactly what Mr. Bennet would normally want to do. But he feels like he needs to do more.
Yeah, well, he's feeling this guilt. I mean, in the last chapter, he admitted that he feels that it's his fault that Lydia has acted the way that she has. And now when this happens, this would, add to that feeling of guilt and that feeling that it is his responsibility. But he hasn't kind of lived up to the responsibility because he hasn't paid the money.
It says Wickham has not sixpence of his own, so that gives you a real idea that the money must be coming from somewhere.
Absolutely, because they need something to live on. It's not like Lydia is able to go out and get a job to support them.
Though Wickham will have a job in the militia, which will pay him some money. But you have to purchase your position in the militia.
Will he have to purchase? Will he have to purchase it again because he's been in the militia?
Yes, he has to purchase a new role.
Oh, because they took off?
Well, because we don't know that yet, but because he's changing to a different militia. So I think he's going into the regulars, which are people that... So what he's in now is basically like the Home Guard.
Right.
And I think he goes into the regulars, which is more like the regular army.
So he could be requested to go overseas and actually fight?
Yes, which is why in some of the fan fiction and things like Death Comes to Pemberley, they talk about him as a war hero.
Oh, yes, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whereas the army that he's in at the moment is quite a safe one, where he's unlikely to have to fight.
Actually, Death Comes to Pemberley. Sorry, I always do this and go off topic.
We're going to go off topic now. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I just recommend it. I think that the characters, I was saying in this chapter, we see the characters true to form. I think Death Comes to Pemberley has the characters true to form as well.
God, Lydia is so much worse than I ever imagined her being.
Really?
Really, but she's just, fantastic, though.
She is, absolutely.
I want to slap her the entire time she's on screen, but the actress is phenomenal.
Her outfit in the carriage is hilarious.
There we go. And Zach's in and out again. Yeah, because there's a book and then there was a series based on it, so you could do either. And actually, I think the series is quite true to the book. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
From memory.
I like that. I like it when people do that.
Yeah.
I also like it here. Now I am
going really, really far off topic.
Way far off topic. Tangent woman. I also like it when somebody makes something their own, like the Harry Potters. How they stayed true to the world, but in some of the films they made it their own. Like I can't remember which film it was, but they have the scene at the Weasleys' house where some of the Death Eaters come and they have that big battle. That's not in the books.
Yeah,
but
the house doesn't burn down.
The house doesn't burn down. Yeah, it adds to the story, and it matches the world and it matches the story. I like it when people do that as well.
You don't feel they're going too far off book?
No, because it matches it. Like if they'd gone and it didn't work with the book or it didn't work with the characters or the storyline, then I'd be upset. But it worked with the book. It was almost like you were getting more bang for your buck because you were getting something extra.
It's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, I don't like it when you watch a film and you go, oh, they haven't been true to the book and it doesn't work. Yeah, that's frustrating.
I mean, often you'll find the book is going to be better than the movie.
Absolutely, because you can have more detail. Yeah.
Also, often books are written from a first person perspective and you can hear the thoughts of characters, which is hard, very hard to portray in a film, unless you have a voiceover, which can often feel heavy handed. Or
like Enola Holmes.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay. Well, I recommend.
I still haven't seen that.
This is turning into now a little bit of a recommendation. Death Comes to Pemberley and now Enola Holmes. Zach also likes Enola Holmes.
Yes, very good. Would recommend.
Because one of the things that's great about it is she breaks the fourth wall.
So she talks to the camera.
Yeah, she talks to the camera a lot at the beginning.
I love when people do that.
It's less and less as it goes through.
It's really good. And at the beginning she explains how everything happens while she's actually doing something, and then you continue going with her and she keeps talking to you, and it's really good.
And then we discovered that that's actually based on books as well.
Is it?
Yeah, we haven't read those.
It is.
Text chapter 49. We get to hear from Hill and the butler in person for the first time. We also hear about Haggerston, who is Mr. Gardner's lawyer, which I think is interesting. These characters often don't really get mentioned. They're just assumed that they're there in the background.
Yeah, it adds a bit of depth to it, doesn't it?
It does. Because the people reading this, of course, will see the servants there, but because we don't know about the servants, we won't see them.
Yeah, because we're reading with a 21st century eye, we're just seeing the people in the house. Whereas for them, they knew that the servants were there all the time and you were supposed to wait to have personal conversations when the servants weren't in the room.
But of course the servants know everything, which is what we were saying. I'm not sure if we said on the podcast, if we were talking about it in between, that how does all of Meryton know about the elopement because of the servants?
Yes, absolutely. Poor old Hill is having to deal with so much with Mrs. Bennet.
She's babysitting her, basically.
Everyone's babysitting her.
Yes.
But that's my favourite part of the chapter.
Oh, you read it so well.
She was so excited about Lydia getting married. It's almost as if you needed to have that speech at the very beginning of the book so that you could understand her for the rest of the book.
Well, you understand why she's so excited about trying to get all her children married.
Yeah, but just the idiocy of her, that sounds terrible, but just I don't know, just her lack of understanding of the world really, really comes through in that speech. You can see that she's distraught about Lydia going away, and you understand why she's distraught. But the height of her excitement when she discovers that Lydia is getting married just sort of takes her to another whole level. You realise just how little she engages with reality, maybe.
Yeah, because she can't see the badness of Lydia not being married yet. And she can't see that a lot of money would have had to be laid down to get this marriage to come about.
And she goes, oh, well, my brother, he would have, given me all that money if he hadn't got married, so whoopee-doo.
Such a selfish thing to say.
Yeah, she is really self-centered. This particular speech just takes her to a whole new level. And really helps to express who she is, and it really helps us to understand Lydia more.
Because Lydia is so like her mother.
And it helps us understand that letter that we read from Lydia. I can't remember if it was last chapter or the chapter before.
Chapter.
Yeah, so it helps us understand that letter from Lydia, because it's, when you hear this speech from Mrs. Bennet, you go, oh, that's the kind of letter that she would have written in a similar situation, because their understanding of the gravitas of what was happening is very limited or non-existent even. Mm. Do you like the way I slipped that fancy word
gravitas? It was a very pretty word.
Yeah, thank you.
Very pretty word.
Do you think Jane Austen would have been impressed?
I think she would have been.
Maybe I should add her to my list of people I'd like to meet when I die.
Maybe you should. I think that's a good plan.
Okay.
It's a good plan. So when Lydia is going to her aunt's house, Jane is feeling for her, and she said, if such goodness does not make her miserable now, she will never deserve to be happy. What a meeting for her when she first sees my aunt, which is such a Jane speech to make and really shows how little she knows her sister.
Lydia is not going to care. She's just going to be excited that she's finally getting married.
Yeah.
And that when she comes home, she'll be the only one married and she's 16.
And she gets to lord it over all her sisters, because there's rank, and she now outranks Jane.
So it does show that, again, something about her character and about Jane's character. It's a really good bit to pick out.
Yeah.
The line where they said they wanted to read the letter to Mrs. Bennet, the Mr. Bennet didn't seem very fazed. Why wasn't he very fazed? I'm very confused.
Why wasn't he fazed? Okay, so Zach has just asked, why wasn't Mr. Bennet fazed when, I almost said Lydia, when Jane and Lizzie said they want to take the letter to Mrs. Bennet. I think he wasn't fazed because he was focused on just trying to write the letter to Mr. Gardner at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right, but on top of that also, he's not really worried about Mrs. Bennet and what she thinks. It's almost as if they just live in the same house. There's no actual
conversation?
Yeah, no meeting of minds, no relationship where he has any respect for her.
Because you think in a normal circumstance that he would want to go and tell his wife himself.
And even if they weren't having a great relationship, he'd still want to go and tell her. But it's as if he's just completely given up on her and has no respect for her whatsoever. And that, I guess, links back to the beginning of the book when he goes and he introduces himself to Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy without telling his wife.
He thought it was a good joke, though, and he thought it was funny to pretend that he hadn't met them because he knew it would make his wife go up the wall.
Which, again, shows no respect, right?
True.
And he was just doing it for his own amusement rather than as a haha, I made a good joke with you, more like his own amusement. Yeah, so again, a lack of relationship. It's like they live in the same house, but they don't.
The ship's passing in the night.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I love Mrs. Bennet in this chapter. All that's missing, really, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Collins. You brought those two in as well. Perfect chapter.
You seem to like all the really irritating characters.
I just love the way that Jane Austen has made them so funny. And as you say, they're kind of caricatures, but they're also believable. She doesn't have them doing nonsensical things for no reason whatsoever. She has them doing nonsensical things that make sense based on who they are. I just think it's very clever. Gonna say it again. Jane Austen, very clever.
Quite a good author then.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, and that is our summary of chapter 49 of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. My name is Frances Duncan. You can find me at francesduncanwrites.com and on Twitter at Frances_Duncan. Thank you for listening, and we wish you happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.